Jeep Wrangler smells musty or AC airflow feels weak, there is a good chance that your air cabin filter inside needs to be replaced. Today we have another video in the series on maintaining your Jeep Wrangler. If you haven't seen the other videos in this playlist, check out the card right up here. I have put together step-by-step guides on things like changing your engine oil, transmission fluid, differential fluid, transfer case fluid, and more. You'll also find all those videos linked in the description below. And I will be adding more to the maintenance series. I have videos coming soon on changing your coolant and power steering fluid. But today we're focusing on another important and often overlooked maintenance item, your cabin air filter on the Jeep Wrangler. I'll show you exactly how to do it, and we'll also talk about the different cabin filter options available, including reusable ones, so you can decide which one makes the most sense for your Jeep. And by the way, I'll include the details of all products I mentioned, and the links are in the description below. So how often should you change your cabin air filter? According to the Jeep service manual, it should be replaced at least once a year or about every 20,000 miles. However, that can vary depending on how you use your Jeep. If you spend a lot of time off-road or driving on dusty trails, the filter can get dirty much faster. So it's a good idea to check it more often and replace it sooner if necessary. When it comes to replacing the cabin air filter in your Jeep Wrangler, you actually have several different options available. Here are some of the options. The factory Mopar cabin filter. The standard Mopar cabin filter is actually a great choice. It's designed specifically for the AC system in your Jeep Wrangler, so the fit and airflow are exactly what the system was designed around. This type of filter is designed to capture dust, pollen, and other airborne debris before it enters the cabin. Next, we have the activated carbon filters. This is the type of filter I'm installing today. These filters include activated carbon media, which helps absorb odors from things like exhaust fumes, pollution, or mildew that can develop in the HVAC system. So in addition to filtering particles, they can also help reduce unwanted smells inside the cabin. Next on the list, we have HEPA filters. HEPA-style cabin filters are designed to capture very small particles and allergens. However, a possible downside of these filters is that they can sometimes restrict airflow more, which isn't ideal for overall HVAC performance. And finally, the last option is actually pretty interesting, and is something I may try in the future. These filters cost more upfront, but they're washable and reusable. So instead of replacing them every year, you can simply clean them and reinstall them. That means you could potentially clean the filter more often and maintain better air quality without buying a new filter every time. All right, now that we have talked about the different options, let's go ahead and install the new filter. The air filter is behind the glove box. On the left side, you have this little lever, and all you need to do is push this up. So just push it up like that, and then out, and that will release. So that's step one. Next, you have two flaps here, and all you need to do is push the upper one up, and then this will slide out. And then you can take the whole thing off. The air cabin filter is right over here. It has two little tabs here. We squeeze, pulls out like that. And there is a little tab on that side, and we just pull it over like so. And now we can get the old filter out. And we can see that's actually pretty dirty. And yeah, so it's good that we're going to replace it. Going to take the new filter and put it back in place, and we're going to have to squeeze it in a little bit because of this side right here. So okay, there we go. And then we're just going to take the tab. Want to make sure we put in the tab and that it slides in here. Just feel for it. Okay. And that's all there is to it. If you found this video helpful or got something out of it, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And if you would like to get access to all my documentation for this video, including the factory service manual pages, check the pinned comment or the description below for details. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.